Hurricane Mitch. A second deadliest Atlantic hurricane on record. Thousands fatalities were caused in Central America, with numbers easily surpassing 10,000 deaths. The motion of the storm caused terrible flooding and incredible devastation. Honduras was impacted to the extent that the president of the country said that Honduras' development was set back at least half a century. The aftermath not just left material destruction but also physical threats that were harder to see. Disease started to break out as a result of the disorder. Food and water shortages were common, millions were left homeless, and resources were stretched thin in providing help for the people wrecked by the storm. The hurricane also generated enormous amounts of rainfall, which caused many landslides, and around 10,000 went missing as a result of the hurricane, and the full death toll was never known in this terrible cataclysmic event. The Typhoon Haiyan. This storm is one of the most powerful tropical cyclones in history. A typhoon that left thousands of horrific tragedies behind in its wake. In late 2013, the typhoon crushed the Philippines with extreme force, killing thousands and leaving thousands more missing. Over a million homes were swept away and over 70,000 were severely injured. A terrible mass of debris was left in the wake of this powerful typhoon. Billions of dollars were allocated in order to begin extensive repairs required to get life in the region back to normal. The wind speeds of this typhoon exceeded 150 miles per hour or 240 kilometers per hour. And one of the cities was mostly gone by the time the storm reached it. It was estimated that 90% of the city was laid to waste by the storm.
Kung
14 million people were affected by the storm, millions of families and individuals were displaced by the destruction. On November 2, 2013, the storm was detected, but it was not severe. In just 2 days it developed into a tropical storm and was named Haiyan. Sometimes nicknamed Super Typhoon Yolanda, the storm caused so much damage that years of restoration had to be done. The New England Hurricane. This is special footage of a storm that happened in 1938. And moved at a speed of 470 miles per hour or 750 kilometers per hour. At its absolute worst, winds hit the speed of 120 miles or 190 kilometers per hour. The devastation caused a tremendous amount of havoc on the thousands of people who were eventually left homeless after this storm. $2 billion trees were destroyed in the aftermath, $620 million of damage was caused. If we count the inflation, in today's money it would be several billions of dollars in damage. The storm surge resulted in flooding of several New England communities and extensive rainfall. This hurricane took place during a time of early technological development, which meant that the residents virtually had no warning of the incoming storm. When it hit, many were caught off guard and helpless. Hundreds of fatalities took place and it's believed that around 800 died in this storm. Hurricane Harvey. Harvey was a Category 4 storm that hit Texas in 2017. And it is known as one of the costliest storms on record, causing over $125 billion in damage. This amount surpassed cost of the last 3 hurricanes that hit the coastline combined. 13 million people were affected by the storm and almost 90 people were killed. Dallas eventually put together a shelter to house people devastated by the storm. Harvey damaged over 200,000 homes and most of the homeowners lacked flood insurance, which hugely complicated their ability to restore their lives after the floods. Truckloads of emergency supplies were taken to the people affected. Blankets, mattresses and meals were served to those in need. Thousands were trapped in their homes because of the flooding and required a rescue. And damage was so extreme that even after 3 weeks passed, almost 4,000 homes were out of electricity, and to top the cost, almost a million cars were destroyed beyond repair. China floods in 2017. China has a painful past regarding extreme floodings. In 1931, millions were killed from massive floods caused by a series of cyclones striking the mainland. Many were displaced, and those floods were famous for how terrible they were and how many were killed in their wake. In 2017, many storms and heavy rains soaked the earth, causing floods and landslides. Rains were so heavy that 60 Chinese rivers reached dangerous levels. Hundreds worked overtime to build sand barriers to keep the cities being overrun with flood water. Cities experienced massive blackouts and forced people to leave their homes and relocate. Storms like these are scary, and those unfortunate to be caught in them are almost helpless. It shows how dangerous nature can be.